Sorry about that.
So that, trust, and it is. I think that's it's the most critical element in making what you want to happen in your life happen. And it does reside in our DNA. You know, that knowing and that comfort with showing up as you. Because at the end of the day, that's all you can do. We get in trouble when we're trying to be someone else or do as someone else thinks we should do. But when we show up as us, well, what else could you do? You can't, in that authenticity, in that truth. And it really is, it's little by little, kind of step by step. And notice your body. And the other thing I want to add is that your body talks to you. Body will tell you what's right or not right. You will feel it in your stomach. You could get headaches. You could get those butterflies. Some butterflies are good. Some butterflies are fear-inducing for a reason. You don't know why you're nervous. You're just nervous. Sometimes you get led. You don't know why. You'll hear a voice. There will be something that pulls you. Follow that. Follow the thing that animates you. And it's like saying yes. Like, okay, well, let me just check this out. Our lives are adventures, and we've forgotten that.
Yes.
They're mysteries. We can't figure it all out.
Mystery is a great word.
Yeah, and it's
mystery is the word, though.
It is the word.
We don't know where this is going. When we surrender to
that's where the trust comes.
That's
people
where our
want to
trust
know.
and faith. People want to know. Exactly.
And you know what? I think as long as you want to know, you get the assurances. You really deny yourself the mystery of it. Which I think I really realized and said, I think I'd like to be a little surprised.
No, we don't. Think about eating a soft-boiled egg every day for 15 years or more. Like, think about how you would feel now. Extrapolate that, to your life. Would that be any fun? No, Zesty living is about the mystery.
And nor is it nutritious. Nor is it wholesome.
But you know what? It's a fabulous metaphor yet again. Because it's not healthy to do the same thing in the same quantities over and over again. With food, it's the same thing with our lives.
Yes.
This is a dynamic universe. It's meant to change and shift and be different. And every once in a while, a curveball is a good thing. We're prepared for it. I believe we're prepared for whatever comes up. We have the tools to manage our way through it. It may cause us to panic for a moment. We may be shocked into it. But guess what? A week later, if you're still here, guess what? You made it. You survived. You managed your way through it. And if you're over 2, over 10, okay, 2 is a little young, but over 10, guess what? You started to master that, getting through and managing through. And certainly if you're 40, 50, guess what? You have that. You have it. You've shown it in the past. You've just forgotten how many times you did manage your way through successfully. Okay, so we're going to start to wind down. I'm going to ask a question about practical application. We talk about passion and purpose and practical action. Tell us some of the ways, because this is also about melding kind of what has traditionally been thought of as 2 worlds.
Yes.
It's like being real in the real world, being spirit in the real world, right? And bringing these two. So together. How does that work for you?
Well, for me, as I described earlier, it begins with quiet time, with my spirit, with God's spirit, and I literally will come out of my quiet time with a to-do list. I have on my nightstand a little sticky pad and a pen, and I write down certain things that come to me during this time. It's a very pure time, and it's usually very early in the morning, 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning, and this was a process. I didn't just one day decide I'm going to, get up and let me set the alarm clock for this. No, my lifestyle has sort of evolved here. I started out, maybe once a week, and it was so prosperous that I went to more and more, and now it's become a way of life, of spending this time with God, really, the Spirit. And I wake up literally with a to-do list. And when I execute that to-do list during the day, the productivity is unreal. It can be 3, 4 things on it. But when I do it, my day is just so blessed and prosperous and rewarding. So for me, it's a conscious effort of staying connected to the Spirit and listening to it, and then living it out, doing it, obeying it. And, it's within my sphere, it's within my family, or my practices, or my friendships. It may be, you need to have a conversation with this one about that. Or this happened the other day, you need to go back and look into that. Things like that. Things that in the hustle and bustle of a day just never get tended to. We would never go back to. So, in addition to being productive, I find myself moving toward the square hole. So for me, I seek out the advice of the Spirit. I ask for wisdom. I ask for help. Show me. And I get up and I try to obey and I try to carry it out. Now there's some things that are laid on me that I don't want to do. It's not all peaches and cream, as my grandmother would say. A while back, on my list, I look at my list and there's this situation that I was asked to deal with that I just really didn't want to deal with. And I put it off. It was a reconciliation. And I put it off and put it off and put it off for 2 weeks. And during that 2-week time, I really felt that I was out of order. I was out of the Spirit's will and purpose for my life. And you said, at 45, you said, I'm going to die early. That kind of physiology.
It does feel like you're actually not, you're not operating correctly.
No, and it's negative. It is detrimental to our health, and we will physically break down under that on a regular basis. So finally, after 2 weeks, I said, okay, I'm going to make this call. And I ended up making the call, and as it turned out, the husband and wife and the family were home, which never happens. They're both travelers, and one's upstairs, one's downstairs. They pick up the phone, and I just let the Spirit speak through me, and it was just a love fest. They were so happy that I reached out like that, and I was so happy, and the reconciliation was just beautiful. And to think, it had been put in my spirit. I knew that I was supposed to do it.
On your to-do list.
It was on my to-do list. I put it off, but now it felt like 100 pounds was lifted off of me, and my physiology returned to basic. And it was just, I felt like I had moved toward the square in order with the Spirit. So for me, it's simply spending time with the Spirit, acknowledging who I am, what my DNA is. There's certain things I will never be, and I'm okay with that now. But I know that there are certain things that I am to this world, to creation, that I offer, that is pleasing and helpful. So, operating this way it's become a lifestyle for me, and it has not changed my life so radically, though my life is changing. And I know, I am a different being right now than I was 5 years ago. And I look forward to the being that I am to become 5 years from now.
That's the beauty of it. I think it's a continuum.
It's a continuum, no doubt about it. No doubt. And I have no idea where it's going.
Right.
But it is definitely Spirit-led. I find myself very productive, very peaceful, very loving, and living zestily.